Hi everyone, my name is Elina and welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my new videos. I also leave a link to my Instagram in the description. In today's video we are going to talk about beautiful people, specifically about the concept of the pretty privilege. The term pretty privilege comes from social psychology and studies of culture and media. It describes the phenomenon where people who are considered attractive receive certain social, economic and psychological advantages compared to those society deems less attractive. Historically, the roots of this concept go back to research conducted in the 1970s and 80s in the US. Social psychologists found that good-looking people receive more positive attention, more trust, advance more easily in their careers, and even get more lenient treatment in court cases. This phenomenon is often referred to as the beauty premium or lookism. In other words, the concept of a privileged position for attractive people has been around for quite a while. While the term pretty privilege started to be used more actively in sociology and popular text in the 2000s, when discussions of social inequality expanded beyond class, race or gender to include appearance. We'll be using the word beautiful a lot, as well as the idea of conventional beauty. Let's clarify these terms at the start of the video so there is no confusion later. Like, what does it really mean to be considered beautiful today? First of all, our brains react to beauty even before we consciously notice it. This is called biological response to attractiveness. We subconsciously notice features that signal health, strength, and safety. Some of these features include relatively symmetrical faces. I say relatively because no face is perfectly symmetrical. Symmetry indicates that both sides of the body developed harmoniously, without major genetic or psychological issues. In biology, symmetry is considered a marker of healthy development and resilience to stress, because even minor illnesses or complications during pregnancy or early childhood can create asymmetry. We notice symmetry and perceive such faces as pleasing. Facial proportions close to the golden ratio, approximately equal to 1.618, that humans perceive as harmonious. This includes the distance between the eyes, nose and mouth, the height of the forehead and chin, and the proportions of the nose and lips. When a face roughly matches those proportions, we automatically consider it attractive and healthy. Symmetry and the golden ratio together create an effect that our brains perceive as harmonious and visually pleasing. Examples of people whose faces approach the golden ratio include Angelina Jolie, Bella Hadid, Rihanna, and Kendall Jenner. Clear skin, a sign of health and the absence of disease. Bright eyes and an open gaze, strong biological signals of physical and mental well-being. Proportional body shape, one of the strongest subconscious signals of physical health and strength. When the body is balanced with harmonious proportions of shoulders, waist and hips, the brain perceives it as a sign of endurance, strength and vitality. For men, this is often a V-shaped torso with broad shoulders and a narrow waist. For women, moderate waist with proportional hips. This proportion subconsciously signal this person is healthy and energetic. Healthy-looking hair also indicates health. The neuroscience of attractiveness. Brain studies using functional MRI show that when a person sees an attractive face, reward centers in the brain are activated. Here is what happens in the brain. The ventral striatum and nucleus accumbens, key areas responsible for pleasure and reward anticipation, light up. This is the same area that respond to sweet food, sexual stimuli, pleasant expectations. The brain essentially signals, this is good, this is enjoyable, pay attention. This response happens automatically, occurs faster than conscious thought, appears even before we start analyzing or evaluating logically. In other words, the brain rewards first and only afterward does rational evaluation kick in, and even then, not always. Research shows the brain reacts to attractive faces similarly to financial rewards. The more attractive someone appears, the stronger the activation of the pleasure centers. This is a pre-rational response. We don't choose it, we don't consciously control it. It arises at the biological level of the brain, before logic and ethics come into play. Around International Women's Day, we talk a lot about beauty, but the most powerful glow comes from how you take care of yourself. That's exactly why I built the fitness platform Wispence. On the platform you will find training with famous coaches, balanced nutrition plans, calming meditations, Convenient analytics for tracking results. Right now, you can get up to 70% off for International Women's Day. Hit the link below and start becoming your strongest self today. On top of this, we add the beauty standards of our time, which shape our concept of beauty. As children, we watched cartoons and saw how main characters and princesses looked. We heard from parents and friends what is beautiful, and later we observed world-famous singers, actors, and models who became icons of beauty, list of the most beautiful people in magazines, and now social media. For example, when I went to the latest Avatar, I noted that even though the Na'vi characters are fictional with blue skin, they still have strong aesthetic appeal for most people. Tall stature, long limbs, lean athletic bodies, large eyes, small noses, long thick hair, all manifestation of standardized beauty that our brains subconsciously recognize. So what is conventional beauty? A conventionally beautiful person is someone whose appearance aligns with societal standards of beauty accepted in a certain culture at a certain time. It's someone most people consider attractive. Of course, everyone has different tastes, but a conventionally beautiful person is recognized as attractive by the majority. For example, Brad Pitt is conventionally attractive. Look at him in his youth. Sure, some women might say, I don't like him, or another actor is more handsome, which is subjective, but objectively, he's conventionally attractive. On the other hand, take Jack Black. He's charismatic and a great actor, but not conventionally handsome. If you surveyed women about these actors, some might prefer Jack Black, but the percentage would be much smaller. The same applies to women's appearances. Now let's return to pretty privilege. It all starts in childhood. Social psychology research shows that in preschools and schools, attractive children receive more positive attention from teachers. They are praised more often for simple things, are treated with more patience, and peers are more willing to play with them. Even grades may sometimes be slightly higher than equally capable but less attractive peers. And this starts very early. By ages 3 to 5, children already evaluate peers based on looks, whom to play with, who seems pleasant and who seems less likable. For young children, this isn't beautiful versus ugly in the adult sense, but rather pleasant to look at. I want to play with this child, I like their clothes or hair. Laboratory studies confirm that even infants respond to appearance. Researchers showed babies a series of faces, some symmetrical and beautiful, others asymmetrical or unusual. Babies smiled and calmed more often at symmetrical faces, while asymmetrical faces prompted crying, distress, or turning away. This shows that the response to attractiveness is partly biological and present very early. Compliments and adult attention influence motivation. Attractive children hear "good job" or "you look beautiful" more often. Psychologists explain that this boosts confidence and makes them more willing to try new tasks, even if their abilities are initially the same as other children. Impact on social roles. In group tasks or clubs, conventionally attractive children are more often chosen as leaders, while less conventionally attractive children are put in the background, even if they're talented. Studies in the US and Canada show this effect is noticeable in children as young as 6 to 10. Media and TV amplify the effect. Children exposed to ideal images in cartoons, advertising, and social media begin to idealize appearance. This affects how they evaluate peers. In school, praise or attention goes to those who match media beauty standards. School performance experiments. In one study, teachers were shown photos of children and asked to rate their academic abilities without any information about skills. Result: attractive children received higher ratings for intelligence and capability than less attractive peers. Of course, this doesn't mean attractive children are automatically smarter or more diligent. It just shows that appearance affects how adults and peers respond. Over time, these advantages accumulate: more attention, more support, confidence, better outcomes. Halo effect, a psychological phenomenon where a positive or negative impression of one trait of a person spreads to other characteristics. If we like one thing about someone, we automatically assume other traits are good too. The opposite also applies. Examples. An attractive person often seems smarter, kinder, or more successful if we know nothing about them. Movie stars or models, their beauty creates the impression they are talented, charismatic, or pleasant. Even professionally, an attractive employee or speaker may be automatically judged competent even if results are unknown. Why it works? The brain makes quick judgments using limited information, subconsciously transferring positive or negative impressions from one trait to others. Connection to beauty. The halo effect explains why conventionally attractive people are perceived as better in everything. A harmonious face or slim figure automatically creates impressions of likability, intelligence, and success. Beautiful people are trusted more. Example, Jeremy Meeks, an American man who became famous not for talent or sports, but because a mugshot photo went viral. In 2014, Meeks was arrested in California for illegal firearm possession and other charges. His mugshot was posted on Facebook and instantly went viral. People called him the hot felon. Thanks for this attention, Meeks was offered a modeling contract while still serving his sentence. After his release in 2016, he modeled for top designers, worked with agencies, launched a clothing line, and even acted in films. Society forgave him crimes largely because he was attractive. He didn't seem dangerous. Even more extreme examples exist. In Los Angeles, serial killer Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, became notorious not just for crimes, but partially for charisma and appearance. During trial and post-arrest, some people, especially women, wrote him letters, waited outside court, and one even married him in prison. He gained fans due to his charm and looks, which also helped him with victims. In some US and European court cases, lawyers deliberately present an attractive defendant as part of a strategy to mitigate punishment. Social research confirms the beautiful criminal effect. Attractive people are perceived as less evil or dangerous, and their crimes seem accidental or out of character. A historical example. In ancient Greece, the heterophryne was accused of impiety, a charge that could mean violating religious or moral norms. During the trial, her defender, the orator Hyperides, realized the case would be lost, so he made a bold move. He exposed her beauty in court. At that time, beauty was associated with divine blessing. Condemning such beauty would be defying the gods. Argument. The gods could not have made such a perfect person guilty. She was acquitted because beauty was seen as a sign of divine favor and moral purity. Beautiful people earn more. It may sound surprising, but economic research confirms it. Economist Daniel Hammermesh, author of Beauty Pays, showed that people deemed attractive earn more than less attractive peers, even when skills, education, and experience are equal. Key findings. Halo effect. As we discussed, attractiveness creates positive impressions that influence salary, promotions, and career growth. Attractive people feel more confident, promote themselves actively, and take risks, which increases income. They network more easily, gain valuable contacts and recommendations, boosting career prospects. Hammermesh found that above-average attractive people may earn 5 to 10% more, with certain fields like sales, media, and politics showing even greater differences. Important note, this doesn't mean unattractive people can't earn well. Talent, education, experience, charisma, and persistence remain crucial. Appearance simply provides an extra advantage, often underestimated. HR studies an attractiveness bias. Resumes with photos of attractive candidates get more responses. Attractive candidates are invited to interviews more often, even with identical skills and experience. This is called the beauty bias or lookism. Photos create first impressions, influencing recruiters before they even check qualifications. Attractive candidates are perceived as more leadership potential, better culture fit, easier to like and accept, more likely to succeed. Even when appearance is irrelevant for the role, analyst, programmer, accountant, attractiveness still affects perception. Experiments shows identical resumes with photo yield more positive response for attractive candidates. Beautiful people get more help from strangers. Every day, pretty privilege is subtle. It's not millions handed over. It's hundreds of small reactions that seem random. Social psychology experiments in public spaces show a person accidentally drops a glove or papers, stands with heavy bags near a door, tries to navigate a crowd. Result: attractive people are helped more often and faster. Even when clothing is identical, behavior is neutral. Why small gestures matter? Individually, each act is minor, but together they shape a different social experience. Over time, attractive people receive more positive feedback, get used to friendly treatment, more easily connect with strangers. This builds confidence, social connections, opportunities from random encounters to help in difficult situations. Even animals experience pretty privilege. We like to think empathy is fair, that we protect the weak, but in reality, we rescue attractive animals more. A plush puppy with big eyes get adopted, receives donations, goes viral, while less attractive animals get less attention. Humans attribute kindness, gentleness, innocence to cute animals, while ugly animals are read as aggressive or sick, a pure projection. Animals are not less worthy of life because they don't match our cuteness standards. Consider this: a raccoon looks cute to most people, and a possum less so, but objectively, neither is less intelligent, alive, or deserving of compassion. A lynx seems noble and majestic, a hyena less so, yet both are predators with important ecological roles. The difference is only perception. Our brain instantly labels cute equal good, beautiful equal worthy of protection, unusual ugly equal dangerous or less valuable. It's not logic or morality, it's a visual bias we rarely notice but constantly reproduce. This is how pretty privilege works, even toward animals, which did nothing but be born with the wrong face. But pretty privilege is not stable. There is a myth that being beautiful always makes life easier. In reality, it doesn't. First, this privilege is stronger for young women. Youth and attractiveness bring more leniency, more attention, help, and listening, but it doesn't mean being taken seriously. Second, in serious professions, beauty can work against you. There is even a term, too pretty to be competent. A woman may be perceived as too attractive to be smart or professional. Her success is attributed to looks, decisions are questioned, and she must constantly prove she is more than just pretty. Another trap, objectification. Attractive people are often seen as objects rather than subjects. Their words, emotions, achievements may be devalued because why look deeper when the face is so pretty? Their words, emotions, achievements may be devaluated. Competition and jealousy are common. People constantly compare who is more attractive, who is better. Even without action, looks mark someone as successful. This creates pressure. Some envy, some subtle criticize, some directly try to diminish. Women often envy other women's beauty. An attractive woman at work is often seen as a rival. She might steal attention or a man. There is a famous quote often attributed to Monica Bellucci: "People may forgive someone's intelligence or talent, but never beauty." What does it really mean? It's not about resentment toward beautiful people. It's about our reaction to what's beyond our control. Intelligence can be earned, talent developed. That's understandable, logical, controllable. Beauty, we don't create it, earn it, or replicate it. Sure, modern cosmetics, plastic surgery, fitness, and lifestyle can modify appearance in ways previously impossible. But what we receive from nature, genetics, facial structure, body proportions, is immediate and noticeable. Natural beauty stands out. Beauty provokes two reactions: admiration and envy. Admiration is clear, envy makes us compare and feel lack. This is why people react so strongly to beauty. It touches deeper than achievements. You can be smart, talented, successful, and judged fairly. Beauty cannot be judged fairly. It triggers emotion beyond logic. This quote reflects human nature. We are ready to understand, forgive, and accept what can be explained. But what comes effortlessly and immediately visible, like beauty, is hard to forgive, and that's completely natural. Let's be honest, we can talk all day about how unfair the world is, but this is just how it works. People are born with different starting conditions, some in Switzerland, some in Afghanistan, some into wealthy families, some into poor ones. Some children receive love and support from their parents while others do not. Some are born with serious health issues, others with excellent genetics. All of this is uneven. One person may be born with beauty, another with a talent for singing or other abilities. Being aware of this helps us stop comparing ourselves to others, because it's pointless. We need to walk our own path with dignity, making the most of the resources we have. Life shows that starting point does not determine the outcome. Someone may have beauty and talents but fail to use them, or may not even notice or value them. For example, a woman could be very beautiful but not develop her intellect or other skills, and this creates an internal imbalance that affects all areas of life. The same goes for family wealth. It doesn't guarantee success. A person can remain unsuccessful if they lack motivation, discipline, or other qualities. Meanwhile, someone facing challenges and disadvantages can still reach a high level. Take Barbra Streisand as an example. I recently posted a video about her. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. It's truly inspiring. She was born into an ordinary family and had an unconventional appearance. Yet she dreamed of becoming a star. Back then, Hollywood accepted a very limited number of people, and standards were even stricter than they are now. But through persistence, charisma, and other qualities, she made it happen. I believe that we should approach beauty as a gift, a resource, a tool that we are born with. And if we approach it correctly, it can be used for the benefit of ourselves and others. On the other hand, if we neglect it or fail to develop other quality, it can harm us or even make us unhappy. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever experienced pretty privilege, and how do you feel about this phenomenon in general? Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you again soon.